Welcome back to my channel. Tonight I think Atah wants to speak. Yes, I often record at night. That is, my circadian rhythm is when I am flowing the best, and it is a lot of times after my day job. So, here is Atah. I will just let it get to it. Hello, hello, hello. So the message tonight. Now I know you guys have been doing your best and you've been going inside and you've been trying to connect with your divine essence. And you gotta go, but Atah, what do I do if I find something that I don't like? Something that I've done that makes me feel guilty. And I say, we don't want you to feel guilty. That's not the point of you going down inside and aligning self with self. If you see something, some pattern that you have displayed that is not conducive to the divine now, you take steps to get rid of that pattern. We're not asking you to feel guilty. We don't want you to feel guilty. For far too long, humankind have been addicted to the idea of guilt, fear, and pain being a necessary step to finding God. And that's not the case. Love, unconditional love, fun. You can find more in fun than you can in the pain. Unconditional love is the whole point of it. It's not going out and flogging yourself or finding yourself unworthy. That's never been our intention. If you find something that you feel guilty for, move through that guilt, let go of it. We don't want you to feel guilty. What we want you to do is move forward from that, knowing if it's not attached to your divine nature and something you would feel guilty for isn't. You just drop it. You let it go. You do not repeat that pattern. It may not be an easy thing, but it is a thing. You can let go of those patterns that cause you to feel guilt, because we're not seeking that you feel guilty. We don't want you to go inside yourself and go, but I've done A, B, and C, and start being judgmental to yourself. You're looking to find unconditional love for yourself. And as you're finding unconditional love for yourself and for what you've gone through as a human being, then you will be dropping patterns that aren't divinely aligned with unconditional love for others. So you want to make sure that you aren't feeling guilty and that guilt getting in the way of you actually connecting self with self. Because that's all we're asking, is that you have fun, that you love, that you grow. We're not asking you to feel guilty. We don't want that. That's not a love, unconditional love feeling for yourself. And we need you to feel unconditional love for the self. Unconditional love for the self is always been the goal. Always been the goal. So what was the last? Oh, yes. We want you to understand as you're shedding your light on these things, as you are combining with your divine self and you're shedding these fears, letting go of those cares, those fears, that guilty feeling, and getting rid of these patterns will make you feel so much lighter. It will make you feel like you could take off through the atmosphere. We want you to have that feeling of lightness. We want you to stay in this moment of love, in that moment of unity for life. It's not a task that we want you just sometimes to feel. We want you to be always in the now, always in the divine unity of self, where you're not judging and you're not being judged. You're living for the fun of life. And as you're living for the fun of life and doing what you're divinely called to do, that will reverberate, excuse me, lips move, reverberate outward in everything you do, and that will change the world around you. Cares, as in worries, is not what we seek. We know there are plenty of things that you feel the need to fix. You feel the need to fix in your society around you. As you're aligning with your divine self, and more people are, you will come up organically with the solutions that are needed. It will be fun, and you will be being fulfilled. So don't worry or have care about them. Take actions that you can take and live a divinely inspired life. Have fun, smile, because if people will see you smiling, see you enjoying yourself, they'll wonder what your secret is. And when you tell them it's as simple as living in the now and letting love flow through you and letting your divine self do what it wants and have fun inside of your human self, then more people seeing the results of what it has brought you will begin their own journey. We don't call you to do anything except for unite with your divine and have fun. Life's supposed to be fun. Life's supposed to teach you lessons, and sure, you're going to have some pain. That is unavoidable in the 3D realm. But the way we look at pain can change dramatically when we're in the 5D. Then pain is not something we suffer through. Pain is something we experience on a different type of level, where we understand our pain more fully and move through it rather than suffer over it. And I'm talking about physical pain, and I'm talking about emotional pain. Have you ever just seen the resilience of a very sick child? They're resilient. They still want to play. They still have fun, even as sick as they are. They want to have fun. They want to play. They want to do what they intended with their divine light and their divine life. So we're just asking you to realize we don't know where the trust issues of self come from. Those are programmed into you. You should very much trust yourself, your divine self. You should trust the things that you feel called to do, that makes you feel more unconditionally loving, that makes you feel lightness in the heart and in the spirit, because that's what you're looking for. Does it give you that little lightness boost, like you're about to float? Then you know that your angel really would appreciate you making a decision to go in that direction. So we just call you to be yourself, to be your true, authentic self. Don't worry about, how other people perceive that to be. You have to perceive through yourself, through your angel, and do what your angel needs to do. And those that vibrate to a like vibration will see you in your fullest form. They'll see you in your fullest form. Angela, she often will look at a person and go, I see your angel. And she'll just be happy that they exist. And we would like for you to do that same thing. Try to be happy that everyone around you exists, that we have this opportunity to shed the old, outdated stuff and love more fully in the now. exist more fully as who we are. We have this grand opportunity, and miracles will abound if we do so. Angela already feels her life's been full of miracles, and a few more is not going to hurt her. We want life to be miraculous for you. We want to help you experience those miracles because life itself is just a truly miraculous thing. Angela, she thinks, if you think about it from the science concept and the soup on Earth that created, if we go to evolution, the idea of evolution, that it's so beautiful that enough of these chemicals that were in the water busted each other or combined together to create something as beautiful as life beginning. No matter which way she looks at it, it is beautiful. It's miraculous. It's a miracle, even if science can explain some of it. That doesn't take away from the miracle just because it can be explained. Why would that explain away the miracle of it? Just knowing the science behind it. So she does not allow that science negates the spiritual aspect of life. She thinks they work in harmony with one another. One an explanation for what's going on in the physical, the other extra dimensional, meaning beyond the dimensions of the 3D, beyond the time-space continuum as the earth knows it. So, we just call for you to collapse time. Time is relative, it doesn't really exist. We ask for you to collapse time. Every time you have fun, you collapse time. And when you collapse time, we can really work well for your benefits. So remember, we want you to have fun in the now. We're going to keep saying it through anyone we can say it through. We want you to actually hear it. It's not difficult. It doesn't have to be complex for time to flex. It's about a feeling. The thinky thinker doesn't have anything to do with it. The thinky thinker is meant to think and have kept you safe, especially the reptile part of your brain. In the past, before we have gotten to the security as human angels that we are now, in these days, the thing that threatens us the most is our own selves. So we need to get to know ourselves so we stop threatening ourselves, because nothing else is really that big of a threat. Nothing else is really that big of a threat. Yes, there are people who live beside volcanoes. They've made the decision to put themselves at risk, sometimes in their property at risk, living there beside the volcanoes. Lightning and all of these things that we can't control when we're in the human body. All we can do is act. Make our homes more safe because we know that there's floods there. Do what we can if we choose to live in these areas to keep ourselves as safe as we can. But there's not really that many predators besides ourselves that we reach in everyday life in the human form now that will eradicate us. Sickness, and we can eradicate it. We could come up with ways to make sure that these sicknesses don't get widespread. And our own self and the way we treat each other. And it's very, very possible that that can change, because people really are hardwired to love each other. That's what your body is made for. It's hardwired to love each other, not to hate each other. And where the discontent is coming from is the disconnect between our bodies being hardwired to actually love each other and the way we're programmed to treat ourselves and others. And once we have learned the key to being ourselves, we will teach our children in the human form now, the now parents that are coming into being, that are living in the now, will teach their children a better method of connecting with themselves. And you will find more and more people living in the now, the only time we really have to exist. It is the only time we really have to exist in physical form, is the now. The rest is either already happened or is going to happen. And truly, in the end, it's all happened, and we're playing on the waves of time. But the now is where we get things done. The now. The now. And in order to be in the now, you have to have fun. You have to be spreading your light, and spreading your light is fun. Spreading your light is full of enjoyment. In joy. In a state of joy, you can create the world around you instead of in a state of fear. The world around has been, until this point, been mostly created through fear. Now it's our opportunity and our duty to create with our angels through love, not fear. It's time to let go of those old patterns of fear and being addicted to fear and pain, and grasp onto the fact that you need to be addicted to fun. You need to be addicted to living life to its fullest. We love you guys. We're not going anywhere. And if we have to tell you the same message through a dozen different sources, and tell you over and over through the same one, we will continue to do so until you realize, not just hear, but realize what we're saying and put it into action in your life. Because we love you guys. We want only the best. You are our opportunity to shine in this world. And we want you to know that we've been having fun doing this. So don't fear. Really, don't. Just have fun. Let go of worry. Let go of doubt and fear. And just live. That's all we require of you. That really is. Well, this was fun. I love you guys. I'm going to give it back over to Angela. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Yes, fear is something you think you get rid of. I mean, it's been some of the programming you think you've already shed, and it'll come up again. Don't frustrate with yourself over that and just go, oh, well, there it is again, bye. There it is again, bye. Because you don't even know how deeply programmed to a certain pattern you are until you start trying to break that pattern. But my advice is, if you're trying to break a specific pattern, find a good pattern that you want to instill and try to replace it with that good pattern, so that there doesn't feel like an empty hole of a pattern you used to have. What new pattern do you want? Work on that in the space of shedding the other. So, we love you guys. We do. I'm going to keep doing this because that's what they want me to do, and I really have fun. I didn't know how fun this could be when I was having doubts or putting other people's judgments, or what I think their judgment's going to be, because it's an assumption, in my head to stop me from doing what I felt comfortable and called to do. Sure, at first it was outside of my comfort zone, because I kept saying, well, I don't really know how to submerge, and I don't really feel comfortable with that. But, like when I was going through the remembrances, they would try, because I was so exhausted and my body just wouldn't sleep more than like 4.5 hours a night. So a lot of times I was exhausted. And then on the added, I felt kind of spiritually exhausted, because I was trying to lift myself up from this self-destructive pattern of anorexia. So I felt like exhausted, but I couldn't sleep. So they would try to get me submerged. I would go as deep as I could, and I could still hear. I was comfortable, I was resting, and I wasn't interacting with the information that I was hearing, but I could still hear everything that was being said. Everything. Sometimes I'll be trying to go to sleep and I can hear. And they'll be like, okay, we need to get the focus on something else and give her another train of thought. Like, if they're not trying to, because I just hear them. If they're not trying to get a message out, and I'm just kind of hearing them converse, which I do a lot, then like they'll be like, let's give her something to focus on, and they'll start a guided fantasy or something that I can focus on, so I'm not hearing whatever conversations they are having, because I just do sometimes, a lot of times. But I don't find it disturbing. It's just, I'm not trying to be nosy. It just happens. I'm in a state and I can hear everything and feel everything that's going on in the realms that are mine, if you will, my internal realms. And I'm trying to go join them, but I can't really get to sleep and go down into my temple and do what I do. But that doesn't happen. Like, the not being able to get to sleep doesn't happen as frequently. They'll take me into guided fantasy. And every now and again, I still will have an insomnic episode, and I'm up for like 36 hours or something. But I don't sweat those because they're few and far between now, and I just use them for what state they put me in, and get on with it. But yeah, it was funny that my sleep with my condition, after I started getting a hold of the anorexia and the remembrances and everything, and I felt more comfortable and more comfort in my own body and in my own skin, in my new state of being. I slept more than I've ever slept. In high school, I had trouble sleeping, and so, like, it's been a long time. You know, it was a long time, and about, I would say, 3 years ago, 3.5, I noticed that my sleep patterns had gotten better. Even though I still got a night owl, I get 6 hours sleep usually, which is a lot better than what I have been getting, and I feel pretty good on the 6 hours sleep, and I don't feel punch drunk, and I can get through my day and even, come and do things like this. So, I just wanted to talk, and I want you guys to love each other and love yourself unconditionally. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have a question for me that I can answer, I will. I will do my best. I will bring through one of the angels. It's not something that I had thought about doing, like answering personal questions or whatnot, but for a long time now, I've had access to the Akashic records, and I've ignored it because of, well, I don't want to be nosy. It was a little too much for me to take in, I guess 4 years ago or so. I don't know, because I don't believe in time, and didn't keep up with it. It's not like I looked at the clock and went, this is this date, and put down notes. I just lived my life, and that's the way I do. But I've had access to the Akashic records for some time. I haven't used it per se, except for maybe for my own life. I think sometimes it seeps through and I'll get a vision or two, but they're not usually to do with anything in my daily life. Like, my warnings usually come here first. That's it. Usually it's a vision I don't quite understand until a lot later, right? So but I'm patient with myself. When knowledge comes for the vision, it will, If I'm supposed to know, the knowledge will start popping up about what it means. But I do have access, and I guess I'll have to start trying to figure out how to use it in a better manner. But like I said, I wasn't ready to work on that. I'm trying to get out of working outside of the home or doing my creative arts. But I was doing that because of my condition anyway. And then I can focus more on that, but I could try to use it to help anyone who had a question. I would try to access and get what information I could get to help you guys. Anyway, that's just a thought. As Bill of the ranch would say. But anyway, you guys, I love you guys. I'm going to keep being around. If you want to discuss things, if you want to contact me, if you want to just say, hey, I'm out here and I too can do these things, just let me know. Where are you at? I'm here and I'll continue being here because I like it, because I want to be, because it's divinely me. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye. Sickle.